Everybody have a 7-minute meeting?
We've got some 10 minutes, I think.
Who's gonna be the person observing? Like, Wayne, like,
Regular,
Nash?
yeah.
Time wasn't up.
I mean, I'm not
Jesse's in this resolution.
Yeah.
We need to get this thing.
I'd like to call this November 18th Cookeville City Council meeting to order. Could I get a roll call, please?
Councilman Anderson,
Present.
Councilman Woodford,
Present.
Mayor Swallows,
Present.
Vice Mayor Epps.
Here.
Councilman Albright,
Present.
all present.
Thank you. Could I get everyone to stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. See, we have a lot of people in the audience. Actually, I see a lot of recognizable faces. I think I've seen you guys before. I want to welcome Dr. Hutchins' advanced journalism class from TTU. Thank you for coming. And I want to apologize in advance. This is going to be one of the quicker meetings you could ever sit through. We only have a couple of agenda items to go through, so I would love for you guys to come back at any other meeting you want to, but thank you for coming.
Or if they want to stick around after the meeting, we'd be happy to talk with them. If you guys want to stick around after the meeting, we'd be happy to bore you for a while too, if you want to. So.
Or you can grill him like you did me.
You can invite him to our planning commission meeting Monday. It will be a long one.
That is right. Okay, item 1, consider approval of agenda as presented. Any changes?
No changes.
All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to approve?
Motion
So
approved.
moved.
Second.
All right, call for the vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
All right, item 2, consider approval of minutes, council meeting held on November 4th, 2010. Have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Call for the vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
All right, on to the new business. Item number 3, consider resolution R101112, authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $7,200,000 general obligation industrial and business park bonds, Series 2010A, 2010B, City of Cookeville, Tennessee. Sponsor, Mr. Mike Davidson. That's a mouthful.
Mayor and council members, in 2008, the previous council approved a resolution that would authorize the city to issue $7.2 million in bonds that would be used to construct the infrastructure for the new business park. And since that time, in 2009, the federal government came out with a program called Build America Bonds. And what I have for you to consider tonight is a resolution that would allow the city to explore the option of issuing traditional tax-exempt financing, same thing we talked about in 2008, or to look at issuing Build America bonds. And the same dollar amount, $7.2 million, potentially using the Build America bonds, we could save some significant dollars related to interest cost, and I'd recommend your approval. I'd be happy to try to answer any questions that you might have.
All right, do I have a motion for approval in a second?
So moved. Second.
All right, any discussion from the council? Any from the audience? All right, seeing none, call for the vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Item number 4, consider authorizing Stevens Incorporated as financial advisor for the Highlands Business Park bond issue. Again, sponsor, Mr. Mike Davidson.
Mayor and council members, again, with this bond issue, we're going to need some assistance in getting these bonds to the bond market. Stevens Incorporated, we have worked with them in the past on an issue for the gas department. Specifically Larry Brown, who's with Stevens, he's been a representative for the city on many other bond issues in the past. In this case, Stevens will also represent the county in their bond issue. The county's issuing the same amount of debt, $7.2 million, and together between the city and the county to build the infrastructure for this project. Stevens will help us in all aspects of this debt issue, and I'd recommend approval of engaging Stevens to help us with this process.
All right, do I have a motion for approval?
Motion.
Second.
All right, any discussion from the council?
The only thing I would suggest is, in addition to these signatories that are listed, I think Mr. Shipley, as a city manager, should sign this as well. He traditionally signs all the legal contracts between the for the city, and I think that would be appropriate.
Do we have to, we don't have to make a motion
No,
or anything
no,
on that, just
no.
add that?
Right. No, he's just signing on behalf of the city. He's not,
Yeah.
it's the same agreement. It's just
Right.
an additional signatory. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I'd just like to mention that I've had, as a past county commissioner for a number of years, I just had the opportunity to work with the Stevens company, and specifically with Mr. McNulty in his capacity of serving the county. And I'd just like to go on record, let everybody know that he served the county very well. And we seem to always do a little bit better when they got their hands involved, trying to figure out how much money we're paying to get this done. So I look forward to working with Larry, and we'll look forward to the same service.
Mike, I just want to be clear that Stevens, they're going to be looking at both the Build America and the tax exempt. It's normally with municipalities to see which one's going to be best.
Yes,
Same time.
they will issue, a bid will have two features. One, the bidder can bid traditional tax-exempt financing. They'll also be able to bid the Build America bonds if they want to, if they so choose.
Right.
And then Stevens will evaluate those bids to see which one has the net best interest cost to the city, least interest cost to the
Then
city.
they'll come back to us.
And
we
they'll
can-
come back and we'll look at that and issue those bonds based on that. Yeah.
Okay.
We're basically voting for Stevens to go to the open market, find the best deal for the city.
Mm-hmm. And looking at two options, traditional tax exempt or the Build America bonds.
Right.
It just gives us that opportunity to explore that. Otherwise, if we didn't have the resolution with the Build America bonds, we would not be able to look at that. We'd just have to do the traditional tax exempt financing.
Okay.
I always appreciate the employees and directors of the city of Cookeville always looking out for the fiscal good of the taxpayers of Cookeville, Tennessee. It's always reassuring. Appreciate it.
Any other discussion from the council? Any discussion from the audience? All right, seeing none, ask for the vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson.
Thank you.
That that ends our new business section of the meeting. This is a portion of the meeting that we open it up to any citizen or delegation that wants to get up and speak, say anything that you have on your mind. We just ask that you come to the podium and say who you are, who you represent. If we have anyone out there that wants to. All right.
Mr. Mayor, I want to remind everybody that on the 29th of November, there'll be the Christmas parade at the city, the chamber puts that on. I'm not sure about the times. I guess when the bands line up, that's when that'll
It's usually
occur.
around 6, I think.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
at 6, and that's always a fun occasion, and it's always good to get out and be in a part of your community. I look across the room, I see a couple of my students that I had a few years ago. Of course, they're grown up now, and glad for you to be here. It's great, and hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and everybody travels well.
Thank you.
They graduated despite having
Anyone else?
Mrs. Anderson.
I'm going to say one or two things. The Highlands Business Park, we opened up the bids to get that started today, and we've had a lot of competitive bids, so we got some study to do there, but we're moving forward. Also, we had got the sales tax numbers in, and they are up 5.2% this past month from the same month in 2009. So that's always a good thing to see. And then one other thing I want to say is just happy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys for coming. And no one else has anything?
Well, shop in Cookeville.
Yes.
Do your shopping in Cookeville.
Make your Black Friday in Cookeville.
Make Black Friday good here.
All right. This meeting is adjourned.